Hey YouTube, you have Leonard here. Bring guys and gals, Mayonaka hot tune. Tune into the Midnight Heart. What is up? What is good, everybody? We're gonna hop into this reaction. Again, apologies that I'm reacting to this pretty early, which maybe I shouldn't be apologizing to. I guess that's a good thing. But I had a little moment, so figured hop on Twitch, get this reaction out, get the episode out. Last week's episode was the best episode for me. It really had my mind spinning, absolutely spinning. This episode's hilarious. I need funny. I need humor. Because last week's episode, like, I didn't realize how deep that episode was going to take us on the theory crafting. I mean, Shinobu, quite frankly, like, Shinobu just ascended, as far as I'm concerned, as a character. She actually confessed. That was amazing. Did not expect that. At all. And the thing is, Yamabuki's just like, Apollo. I'm like, bro, don't realize that was Shinobu's actual feelings that came out. So the real question is, when does Shinobu actually start speaking her actual feelings? First and foremost. And then secondarily, there's the whole thing about Apollo, and I have a theory. I think I need to make a separate video for my theory, because I posted in one of the comments on episode number 5. And I thought long about it. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to me that we have multiple Apollos. It's possible that every single one of the girls is Apollo. It's actually very likely that that could be the case, that they all belong to a group. It's possible there's 2 Apollos, there could be 3 Apollos. But at the bare minimum, more than one person is Apollo. I think that much is very clear. And if you take Shinobu's confession at face value, that would highly suggest to you that there has to be multiple Apollos. Because of what Shinobu was saying, and even highlighting the past and the love. And I was just like, but that doesn't make... So maybe that's from... But then I kept looking at it, and on my Twitch chat, Sarah brought this up. It makes sense, the fact that she was talking about herself there, because of how everything changes. Like, there's a clear point where you can see that she starts talking about herself. And she basically steals the confession. But from Yamabuki's standpoint, it's just Apollo. So it's possible that Shinobu could have been the Apollo that was told, or that heard the confession of love by Yamabuki. As a possibility. I also personally think that Nene has to be that person, only because I have zero idea where Nene fits into this whole grand scheme of things. So she's the only one who's like an outlier. Everyone else I can make an argument for, except for Nene. And maybe that's intentional. Maybe Nene's not supposed to have any inklings being Apollo. I think that it's very clear to me also that Rikka is the Apollo. And we can go into the voices stuff. The voices don't matter either way. I still think it's Rikka. But the voice stuff made it super clear. To me, Rikka has to be the Apollo that the promise was made to, and the one that has been orchestrating all of this from the first conversation that happened in episode 1 to the final conversation. Voices aside, we know that those have to be the two. Those are the same people that were speaking. We just know based on tone of the voice, not actual tone, musical tone, but just in terms of like the content of being spoken, it's Rikka. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's Rikka. They can try to tell me all they want, like why it can't be Rikka. It's Rikka as far as I'm concerned until I'm proven otherwise. So Rikka is that Apollo that Yamabuki was speaking to at the end of the episode. I still also think that IKO, personally, and this is also why I thought that Shinobu had to have stolen the confession. The person that is Shinobu, or Nene, but Shinobu's the one that heard the I love you from Yamabuki. Makes sense. If Rikka's the current Apollo that's speaking through all this, makes sense. It also would make sense that I still think IKO's the person who in the phone did the initial confession. It's either IKO or Nene. And I personally headcanon think is IKO, because she's the one who even suggested confessing to begin with. And IKO and Nene are the only 2 people whose feelings have progressed enough from what we have seen, who would have been capable of giving that confession through the phone. It also makes sense because IKO was super troubled. You see all their faces were troubled for different reasons. But yeah, that's where I am. Rikko's Apollo, we decided on that last week. Well, I'm reiterating myself because there's a lot happening last week. R.I.P. Yamabuki lost her MC due to the girls sharing her brains. Oh gosh, so let's happen to this. Let's happen to this. I'm gonna have a lot of time. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's begin. I'm gonna start this reaction, and per the usual, you guys know what to do. Smash that like button is greatly appreciated. Subscribe to like my content is also greatly appreciated. Follow me on Twitch where we do all of our live reactions. Come through. We're gonna start this one. Is my timer working? Yes, it is. Boom. I'm a Rikka stan until she goes Ichigo. Otherwise, I don't plan changing teams. I'm telling you guys right now. I firmly planted my flag of all the girls, Apollo or not. I firmly planted my flag that Nene is my favorite girl, which means I'm just gonna suffer because I honestly I keep stretching to find Nene relevance in the whole grand scheme of everything, and I just keep digging and I find nothing. I made a case for every single girl except for Nene. But maybe that's good, because maybe at the end of the day, he ends up with Nene anyway. Because it doesn't matter who Apollo was. So we're going to begin. We're going to start this one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lemon-chan! Dang. Dang. How is she drinking in front of minors? Yo, Lemon is 100% a bum. How is Lemon an adult teacher? Oh. Oh, it's definitely especially Shinobu. Shinobu put in that work. By the way, that little gaze between Shinobu and Rikka, interesting. $100%. Of course you're paying the children. Of course you gotta pay. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Lemon knows. Lemon knows. Of course they did. Nah, Nene, why are you dressed like that? I can't believe she said that. Wow, Rikka's such a troll. She's such a troll. What? Dang, Yamabuki. Yo. Honestly, Yamabuki L. Massive L. Is Yamabuki actually asleep? Massive Rikka W, by the way. Take the bull by the horns. Yamabuki's not asleep. Yamabuki's not asleep. Yamabuki's wide awake, I promise you guys. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I was wrong. Never mind. The heck? IKO? IKO? IKO! IKO is super jealous. Oh no, Nene? Dang! What is happening? Nene saw. The drama. Nene. IKO, why are you so sloppy? Oh no. Wait. Shoot. Opening. Filter. Shoot. Here we go. By the way, this is only strengthening my argument that I think IKO's the one who put in the proxy confession. It's actually up her alley to put in the proxy confession because she didn't want to be upfront. She was noticing all this stuff with like Shinobu and everything, and she put that confession in out of desperation. You can't convince me otherwise. I mean, it could also be Nene, but I digress. But that was sloppy. She didn't hear the door opening? And now I'm curious, because now that Nene sees this, oh, I'm so curious what's going to happen. Truly am. Rikka's interesting, by the way, though, because Rikka was being... Okay, I got thoughts. Let me keep to myself for now. But I got thoughts, everybody. By the way, I don't think IKO kissed him. GG! Good job, IKO. Suspicious. Rikka's 100% playing the long game. They're stressed. Yes, you did. Has everything to do with you. And by the way, Nene still having this back and forth clearly suggests that she was not the one who made the confession either. So it's IKO or Rikka, and I think it's IKO. She kissed your boy. She kissed your boy. It doesn't count, by the way. Nene's a liar because that does not count. Dang, she said it. I'm not gonna lie, that was an L for IKO. IKO, you did it yourself. IKO, stop the cap. Nene, be honest. Be honest, Nene. Why is everyone just scrambling? Oh no, what is this nonsense going? Wait, can we not? Can we not? Shinobu, please. Shinobu. Guys, please tell me he's awake through all of this. Guys, please. Yamabuki, I hate you. You suck. And she's holding his hand. Oh? Oh? Girl. No, I needed that! Oh, they really do share the same brain cell. They're all stupid. They're all stupid. You're all stupid. Girl, turn the tsundere down. Why is she just slowly... Whoa! Rikka! Did she just completely, like, armor up? Are they stupid? I don't know if Rikka knew for certain, but Rikka heard that sneeze and she was like, stop the nonsense. Wow. They suck. Honestly, no, they are all ridiculous. Y'all are some trash. They are all trash. Yamabuki is a good man. Eat one of every cake. And now he's gonna have diabetes. He's gonna die. He's dead! Oh no, what is this music? What is this cursed music? No! Gerald, you need to watch this. You need to watch this. Oh my gosh. Oh no. All 5 of them suck. R.I.P. Man, I have diabetes among everything. Now this guy's looking like, not, what's his name? From Masamune. He looked like Fab Masamune. Respect. As you drink beer, by the way. Beer's literally wheat. See, even when I want to respect her, then she's drinking beer, I'm like, wait, good point. That's literally weed. Girl. It's literally the easiest turn. You can't go that high. Is that against the... Ow, bit my tongue. Is that against the rules for Jenga? Do I have to start lower? About In the Clear Moonlit Dusk? Highly recommend that as well. And then it's just like, wait, what? Yeah, that's how you do it. Don't have Lemon Chan as the ref. I can't believe we're taking Jenga so seriously. But they're not. Dang, Nene. Alright, sounds good. See you, Gerald. Yeah, because he was actually asleep. Yo, Rikka feels some type of way. I don't know how he's functioning. I don't know how he's literally functioning right now. So that was her who made the confession? Nah, I would have literally opened the door. And James, facts. Oh, wow. Is that a tear? We know whose voice it was. Guys, it's Rikka 100,000%. The heck happened? This isn't even Jenga anymore. Yo, Nene's vicious. Yo, Lemon, you suck. Yeah, because this isn't the game anymore. Use that dojutsu. Man, just awaken the shotting gun. I can see. Yo, Nene's devious. Nene's so tight. Got him. Got him. She's so upset. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, he's so depressed. I hate her so much. I punch her in the face. Yo. Nene is Nina 1-for-1. I can't. Wait, I want to go back so badly. I need to rewind that. The sheer drip of him pulling the thing out. Nene shook. And then Nene's like, GG, got him. I'm not gonna lie, the plot thickens. James, you make a very valid point. Oh. I'll cherish what you just said for that was beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. That was very beautiful. Funny episode, impactful episode, really good episode. I think the only thing that's been clarified for me in this episode was I guess I was wrong. Apollo 100% is the one that confessed via the proxy. It gotta be Rikka. Not vibe to my ending. Shenanigans and wholesomeness. And what? There was a lot of wholesome moments here. There really were. I'm gonna be so disappointed Rika's not aware of what's going on. I mean, I'm telling you, it's her. As I said before, if we use the multiple Apollo theories, then we're perfectly fine and good. But the bare minimum, the person that he is speaking to and has been speaking to in the back and forth, and now we know the person who made the confession as well. I'm fairly certain. I'm like 90% certain now it's Rikka. Use the multiple Apollo theories because we cope. Let's be real. I don't think so anymore. At this point, the way that things are being said, and Shinobu kind of put it in motion. Shinobu makes it to where the idea of there being multiple Apollos or multiple people being aware makes a lot of sense now. So I actually don't think it's even to cope. I just think it just makes sense. I think it also would be interesting that if we're going this route, this idea of having two different individuals, the promise and the confession one. But I will say this. I mean, it's pretty. Listen to the conversations, not the voice, but just think about like what's being said. Does it make sense that who he was speaking to there was anyone other than Rikka? Like, at least from what we're seeing, Nene likes him, and she isn't fully self-aware enough of her feelings as of yet to be doing a confession. It was just spilled that the person who gave unless she's lying, the person who gave the proxy confession is the same person he was speaking to. So Shinobu can't give her own proxy confession, first and foremost, so it wasn't Shinobu. IKO, I thought was the one who did it, but IKO definitely is not the one who's speaking at the end, because I don't think IKO's capable of that. The only people who'd be capable of having that conversation would be Nene or Rikka. And Nene doesn't make sense because I don't think Nene has the character, no offense to her, to speak the way that she did. About her dreams, the feelings, like how I'll cherish everything you said. Like, everything suggests, guys, that I'm just being real, like it's Rikka. There's a level of maturity that Apollo speaks with, at least when she's having these conversations with Yamabuki. And I think that, honestly, it would make sense. It has to be Rikka, because Rikka's the only one who exudes that level of, I think, maturity. I'm not trying to say it, Jay, but yeah, basically, like, it's just think speech pattern. Not Nene for that reason. It's definitely not IKO. Shinobu can't be the same person who gives the proxy confession and then ultimately reads it. So it has to be Rikka. It has to be Rikka. Anyway, that's all I got. Another fun episode of just speculation and questions and stuff like that. But yeah, the person that he was speaking to there was Rikka, and I feel very clear about that. It would also make sense why in this episode, you notice how everyone's all like, oh, well, no. And only Rikka's the one who's like very upfront and straightforward, honestly, about, yeah, dress like this for Yamabuki. And like she's having moments where she's like trying to get Yamabuki's attention, but she does it in such subtle ways and not overly overt, because she already recognizes and has recognized, even though we didn't know it, how she feels. If I were IKO or Nene was doing that voice, it'd be a plot twist. It would be, because I don't see IKO or Nene having that level of maturity to have that conversation. I mean, guys, look at how IKO is acting in the bedroom. And like the way she handles those private, intimate moments. Like, obviously Nene walked in, but no one else sees that. It can't be IKO. And honestly, you're going to send the chapter? Alright, send the chapter. I think Shinobu is a possibility. I think Shinobu's very mature. Like, Shinobu's the smartest person in the whole group. She might not have like the EQ skills of Rikka, but I think Shinobu's the smartest person. Can Shinobu have that conversation? Maybe. Even the manga frames as two persons to me. I'm telling you. I am fully convinced that Rikka's the person who's speaking to and that we have multiple people who are Apollo. I think the Shinobu theory makes a lot of sense. It really does. By the way, guys, let me dip out of here. We are done. Should I do this on stream? You know what? Why not? Let's get it. Well, this manga chapter, it's potential spoilers. In the Reddit page, there are a ton of people apparently that think Rikka is not Apollo for a few reasons. I wonder why. Okay, now I'm curious. Sarah, where am I reading from? So this is chapter 14 of the manga. Where's my manga? Hold on. I'm trying to find my manga layout. I used to have a manga layout. Has it been that long since I've read manga that I can't find my manga layout? Interesting. Dang, when was the last time I read a manga? On stream. Nope. I guess I'll use the Amagami Sisters layout. Let me use this. Let me use this for now. Rent a girlfriend. Ignore the title, everyone. Ignore the title. Just use this for a brief moment. So this is chapter 14 of the manga. Page 3. Page 1. Page 2. Okay, this is when Shinobu basically is talking about is about to go into confession. We ran into a few hiccups. This is Yamabuki speaking. But I'm glad the event turned out great. I have a confession. Once more, she hasn't flubbed even once today thinking about Shinobu. The heck? I betrayed someone who supported me for a long time. 3 years ago, I vanished from his life. I didn't give a reason or even say goodbye to him because I felt that I no longer had any right to speak to him. Is that? No, it can't possibly be. I ran away from you because there is no way I could just keep my promise to you. So now here it is. Let's make a promise. I'll become a pro even if it kills me. So let's join the pro world together. So he's thinking back to that. That's why I was really shocked when I heard your voice again. And at the same time, I was also scared that you might be angry at me for breaking our promise. But you only told me the same thing you said back then instead. And now she puts the microphone down. It's okay, so here we go. And when she puts the microphone down, that's why I returned the favor and repeat what I said to you back then. Arisu, I love you. And that was Shinobu's own words at that point. Looking at chat. Do you think the person who wanted to confess that talked to Shinobu last episode is neither of them? Because it seemed the last few minutes ago, when Shinobu was surprised when they said they enjoyed that, she was surprised because she thought one of the three had confessed, no? I think she has to know that one of the three probably confessed. It's alluded to the fact that Shinobu has to know the voice of Apollo or recognizes, or let me rephrase this. And this is a good point. In the episode, if you remember, guys, Shinobu was listening on the phone thingy, whatever, the string telephone, and one of the girls was speaking, but when she was speaking, we have no idea. Shinobu says herself, she couldn't tell who it was that was speaking. So Shinobu ultimately doesn't know who Apollo is, but Shinobu knows is one of the three of them clearly, but she doesn't know which one of the three. Unless she has an inkling. I don't know. But it's clear that she doesn't recognize the voice that's speaking through the telephone the same way she didn't recognize the voice early on. The reason being is that Apollo was testing Shinobu to see if she could recognize her voice or not, which she was unable to do so. Thus why one of the remaining three is the one who said the proxy confession. If she called the confession, none of them would have enjoyed. Yes, I agree. I agree. And remember, after the confession stolen, as I said before, I was convinced like IKO looked the most troubled by it. But there are two people in particular. They're all troubled potentially for different reasons. And my rationale was that Rikka was troubled because she is Apollo and she's like, what is happening here? Now that we know that Apollo, who did the proxy confession, is the person speaking at the end of the episode, 100%, yeah, Rikka was probably the one who definitely didn't enjoy that the most. Because Rikka's Apollo. And Rikka's the one who spoke into it. Nene was also a little confused, but for different reasons, I think. And I think Nene's confusion, frustration, has to deal with the fact that, hey, she's developing these feelings. Now, IKO and Rikka, again, were the ones who looked the most troubled. But if you think about IKO now, I guess IKO was probably the most troubled just because IKO be also more innocent, is the one who fell in, like, she has fallen fully in love, has acknowledged it. So hearing that, someone confessing about Arisu, dang. But again, it's just like, you look at Rikka. Why was Rikka so troubled? Rikka had the least reason to be troubled of the three because she was the one person we never got a lot of detail into her developing, growing feelings. Everyone else we kind of know, but Rikka is a little more subtle, if that makes sense. So again, Rikka being the one who did all of this, yeah, it makes sense. There are potential two options. Rikka stepped things up because she realized Shinobu stole her confession, which I would agree as well. And it would explain also, by the way, why in this episode, again, knowing that Rikka's probably Apollo, like, she's being a lot more aggressive in certain stuff. IKO is troubled because she thinks Arisu likes Shinobu. Yeah, basically. Yeah. But I think IKO is troubled because she thinks Arisu likes Shinobu, and she made that very clear. But I also don't think that she's the one who was talking to Arisu at the end. I'm curious what people say on the Reddit, but I'm fully convinced. Let me go back to like my main layout. I'm fully convinced at this current point in time again that I think is Rikka. And then Nene is just floating out in the ether for whatever reason. I love the Rikka's Apollo for every time you say it. Because all, you know, they say like all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead me back to Rikka's Apollo. Nene's like, I don't like him or anything. This boy soon does lose, bro. I just, oh man, I just need Nene to do something. And by the way, it's also clear that Apollo romantically likes Arisu. Very, very clear. Anyway, guys, let me end this because I'm going to speak forever over like last reaction. So let me end this one here. Let me know your thoughts on in the comment section down below. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe, like my content is greatly appreciated as always. She will. She definitely will. She definitely will. It's just a question of when, not if. Referring to Nene coming out of her soon to the show. It'll happen. But sorry, anyways. Like, subscribe, really appreciate it. I'm Leonard. I'm out. Peace, everybody. And have a nice day.